This is President Joe Biden here. Before we start, I want to thank you all for watching the last few videos. It really means a lot. We have a long video for you today, so please enjoy. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Cinder Aces. It really helps the channel grow.
I really miss my friends. They haven't called or been on the server for weeks. Jesus, you two. Why haven't you been on the Discord server in the past weeks? I'm fucking bored over here.
For one, Donald, I have a fucking country to run, so don't have all the time in the world to game.
Yeah, whatever, Joe. It's not that hard a job. But the real estate business now, that's a career.
Enough, you two? I'm not going through this again. Let's just boot up Siege and get our game on.
Fine. Just give me one fucking second. Oh, God.
What's going on, Donald? Get in the lobby.
Guys, I have some bad news. I may have uninstalled R6 for some storage space.
Donald, why in the fucking world would you do this? We play like every day.
If you recall, you sleepy bastard, you haven't been on for fucking weeks. So I had to make some space for single-player games.
Well, you hush money-peddling piece of crap. What are we going to do now?
We could always do a tier list.
Don't even think about it, Obunga. Every time we make a list, we get blasted in the comments. Thanks to Ice Cream over here.
Donald, I'm not the one who put red and blue in unplayable.
I'm going to lose it. I'm going to hop off.
No, please don't go. Don't leave me with Joe. The awkward silence will be unbearable.
Bitch, you love me. Don't deny it.
Fine, but we're doing this Nintendo IP tier list.
Nintendo, it's the best and worst game company at the same time. I'm excited for this one.
I remember when Nintendo was just a startup.
Wait, what?
Anyways, let's start with Advanced Wars.
As much as we all love war, can we agree these are just mid-games?
Donald, I'm going to say something. These games are just flat out overrated. I mean, I'm not saying they are bad. They were good in the GBA era, but many better strategy games out there.
I agree, Obama, not bad at all, but they are just very basic. But the art style in the new remakes look great.
Let's put it in B tier.
Next up, I see Animal Crossing. This was an S-tier series that was taken down to an A-tier thanks to crappy New Horizons.
Donald, you goddamn idiot, you're as backwards a person as you are as a gamer. They added so much like crafting and island terraforming, yet you still say some asinine reason as to why the older games are better.
Well, strap in, Joey, because I'm about to spit straight facts. When you say backwards, New Horizons is the definition of backwards, missing content from games all the way back to the DS. A simple feature of Brewster wasn't added until a fucking whole year later. Sleepy.
Oh, poor Donald can't get his little cup of coffee. Grow the fuck up.
You need some coffee, you sleepy son of a bitch?
Gentlemen, please. You are presidents of the United States. Behave yourselves. We can't stay on this series for long. I agree with Donald that it's probably around the A tier, plus New Leaf Clear's New Horizon.
Skill issue.
Joe, that doesn't make sense here. It's going in a tier, and we're now on to Bayonetta.
Who gives a shit about this series? It's just Devil May Cry for horny bastards. Put it in C.
Based as hell, Donald, and you definitely just pissed off a bunch of fans.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it their list or mine?
Actually, it's ours.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sure, it's ours, you guys.
I'm a bit worried by how you said that, but let's move the fuck on.
Finally, a series worth the S-tier ranked Donkey Kong.
Donald, this is just mid-Super Mario.
Joe, I'm actually flabbergasted by how little you know ball. Donkey Kong is the golden standard of 2D platformers, tight controls, fun levels, and fun characters. It has everything a game should have.
Jesus, let's just put it in A. Dr. Mario is fun, but it's mid, so let's just throw it in D. Okay, on to Fire Emblem.
Mid. Throw the anime garbage in D tier.
Donald, you bastard, don't talk shit about Fire Emblem. This series is straight gas.
Sorry, Obama, you're going to have to forgive me. I forgot how much people like you love shitty anime.
You racist piece of garbage.
Whoa, Barry, where's this coming from? I'm the least racist person ever. And it's not just its anime. The gameplay, if you can call it that, is so freaking boring. What kind of person thinks this shit is fun?
People love the story of these games. Sure, the gameplay hasn't changed since the literal NES, but who cares? It's a game you can coast through while experiencing a decent story.
Whatever, the amount of Smash characters they have is also ridiculous. Just anywhere but S or A.
To shut your fat trap, we'll put it in B. F-Zero is next.
F-Zero is a tale that is tragic. It was never a bad series, but it's completely overshadowed by Mario Kart in every way, making it completely obsolete.
Do I have gunk in my ear? Because it sounds like Sir Trips-a-Lot had a good take for once. The series isn't bad or good, so C tier.
Yep, I agree. Shit's mid as hell, Mario Kart clears. Next is Golden Sun.
I haven't ever heard of this. What is this?
Well, Golden Sun is a JRPG on the GBA, and it's quite...
I'm going to stop you right there, Barack, because I know where you're going with this. You're going to say it's one of the most underrated series of all time, aren't you?
I was going to say that, Donald, but what's the problem with that?
The problem here, Obama, is that you're going to poison poor old Joe here into thinking Golden Sun has any right being put alongside the good RPGs on the system like Mother 3, Superstar Saga, or FF Tactics.
Oh, I like those other games.
Donald, these games are classics. You can even send your save data from the first game over to the sequel to pick up where you left off.
Yawn, all I hear is mid. Some of the most bland RPGs of all time. There's a reason why it's stuck on the GBA.
Oh, and Mother 3 isn't?
That's low, Obama. It's coming okay. Just give the translators more time.
Sure, whatever. I'll put it in B because I refuse to put it any lower.
Still too high.
Shut up. We got to move on to Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus has like 3 games. Can we just put it in C?
Sure, Uprising is a really good game, but it makes me feel like Joe after playing it. My hands can't stop shaking.
Okay, next is Kirby.
Easy S tier.
Joe, the only thing easy here are these games.
You know what I'm sick of? These games are too easy takes. Games are supposed to be fun first, and guess what? Kirby games are fun.
Joe is right. Although a literally monkey could beat these games, they are fun every once in a while, and the music is always a banger.
You know what, you guys, maybe I've been too much of an elitist. This series deserves an A tier.
Donald, this is big for you to say something like this. Does this mean we can move up Golden Sun to the A tier as well?
Fuck no, that shit stays in B or I leave.
Fine, next is Luigi's Mansion.
This is a great series, but unfortunately it peaked at the first entry.
I agree with you, Donald. Dark Moon is just bad and goes against the spirit of the original. The third game is better, but it still feels like it's missing the sense of adventure and mystery in the first game.
Exploring the mansion in the first game is such a treat. It has fun backtracking, which is very uncommon for games of that time. I'd say B tier.
Joe, you'd fit right in at a haunted mansion, you bag of bones, so I'm going to trust you on this placement.
Okay, next is the Mario and Luigi series.
S tier. Wow, this is a first. We all agree on something.
I know we yell at each other a lot, but these games go above that they are that good.
Agreed, we have our first S now onto Mario Kart. I think we can agree that this is another S tier.
As the best Mario Kart player here, I can attest that this is the best game to play with friends and foes.
If getting blue shells every match and luckily taking first from me or Barack at the last second makes you the best, then I guess you should be called the GOAT.
Skill issue.
On God, Joe, Donald, you are straight capping right now, but anyways, even people who suck at games can win a Mario Kart match every once in a while, making it the ideal party game S tier.
Next is Mario Party. This is just worse Mario Kart. It's just a luck-based game.
Joe, you numbskull. That's just wrong. Mario Party has skill and strategy, and you need to be able to make deals between the other 3 players so you don't get screwed over.
I say we put it in A.
We don't need to talk about Mario being the greatest game series of all time. It's S tier.
Now on to Metroid.
All the nerds are going to get on my case about this, but this series is C tier. Its gaming significance ended as soon as Symphony of the Night came out.
Stop the cap, Joe. Have some damn respect, you geezer. Metroid invented a genre. The atmosphere of being the only humanoid on a deadly planet is unmatched. Plus, Samus is straight up a baddie.
Obama, you're the one that needs to stop capping. Metroid has been outclassed by almost every single indie dev out there. You know, a series is washed when Hollow Knight, a game made by 3 people, is 20 times better than every game in the series.
I've had enough. I'm putting it in the B tier, even though that's way too low. Next is Mother.
Here comes Mr. Elitist Donald saying that this is the best RPG series ever.
It's just straight up facts that this is the best RPG series ever. Mother 1 pushed the NES to its limits. Earthbound is the single most influential RPG since Dragon Quest. There is a reason why it's the basis for games like Undertale. And once Mother 3 gets a real port, it will get the spotlight it so firmly deserves.
God, that was the most boring monologue for such a lame series. I'd take Mario and Luigi series over these games any day.
These games are good, but having only one playable game outside of Japan is not a good look. I'm going to say B tier.
Well, I'm going to say you two are full of shit.
Skill issue. We're moving on to Paper Mario.
People aren't going to like this, but this series is mid. It has one good game, and it came out like 20 years ago, and the rest is caca.
Donald Super Paper Mario is actually really good and has a great story about love and hatred.
Oh yeah, Super Paper Mario. The game where a whole section is based in a fucking fanfic writer's castle, super compelling storytelling, they're sleepy.
I'd have to agree with Donald. Its highs are the S tier, but its lows are at the bottom of the barrel. I'm going to have to say C tier. Moving on, we have Pikmin.
Tier, this RTS is unlike any other game out there. You command these cute little critters to explore the Earth as a tiny little spaceman.
Agreed, let's put it in S tier.
We have a whole video discussing the main series. Let's put it in A and move on.
For the sake of time, I agree no way it can be put in S with the recent releases. Punch-Out is next. Punch-Out is probably the best NES game beside Mario 3. Fun characters, tight controls, and a unique take on the puzzle genre. Plus, Mike Tyson being the final boss is so badass.
Super Punch-Out isn't as good, but the reboot is a fun time and fits the Wii's motion controls very well.
But its lack of games keeps it from being a staple, can't be put above the B tier.
Next up is Smash. Now let me be clear, Smash is a game for sweaty losers who can't let the past be the past. People need to get over the shitty GameCube game and play just one other game, please, just any other one.
I agree, each new game that comes out makes the older ones irrelevant. I say it's a tier below Mario Kart.
Am I going crazy or something? Smash is the ultimate love letter to gaming icons you would never see together unless it was for this series. It's S tier.
No, Joe, you're not going crazy. Sadly, your fall into insanity happened quite some time ago. And I'm sorry, Sleepy, it's 2 against 1 here. It's a good series, but it's only at its peak when the DLC is being announced.
A tier is where it's going. Now on to Splatoon.
Nintendo pulled off the greatest heist in history. They disguised 2 sequels as different games, and people just bought it up.
And the fact that this series has 2 new entries on the Switch, while deserving series like Donkey Kong and Star Fox have 0. It's just fucking ridiculous.
But I like the cute little inklings, that's about it.
Come on, man, let's move on and put it in D. And we're almost at the finish line next to Star Fox.
All right, folks, listen up, because I'm going to tell you about the best, the greatest, the most amazing space fighting game of all time. Star Fox, it belongs in S tier.
Here we go. Really, Donald S. tier, you're going to put this above Animal Crossing. Are you out of your fucking mind?
The graphics are tremendous, the gameplay is huge, and the characters are winners. I mean, who doesn't love Fox McCloud? He's a winner, like myself.
Star Fox is irrelevant. Its gameplay has the reek of the 90s on it. It has no place in today's market.
Joe, you're wrong. It's the most underrated game series of all time. Its unique gameplay is unmatched.
Gentlemen, enough over this furry game. I say it's mid, so we're going to put it in B to even it out. I have to say, folks, the Xenoblade series is one of the most ambitious and immersive RPGs out there. From the beautiful and expansive landscapes to the well-developed characters and storyline, it's clear that a lot of love and attention to detail went into these games. One of the things that I love about Xenoblade is the way it balances both action and strategy. You have to be strategic in how you build and equip your characters, but then you also have to be quick on your feet during battles.
Wait 1 fucking second. Let's talk about the characters. They all have these weird names like Shulk and Rain and Fiora. I can barely keep them straight. And don't even get me started on the voice acting. Some of it is just plain cringeworthy. What moron thought the world wanted to hear British voice acting?
This series is fine. The fans are a bit strange and are kind of over-obsessed with the series. I think they need to try some other games because these games are mid.
Fuck off, you two. You guys just hate on anything anime.
Well, Barry, it seems the things you're advocating for are just the anime games. C tier or me and Joe Riot?
Fine, not like this list matters anyways. Yoshi series is next.
Just worse, Mario and Donkey Kong put it in C.
Zelda is last.
Zelda has multiple masterpieces in its franchise, and let me tell you, the recent games in the series, like Breath of the Wild, are nothing short of incredible. They push the boundaries of what we thought was possible in a Zelda game, and they do it with style and grace.
I agree it's S tier, but bringing up Breath of the Wild is an insult to the actual good Zelda games.
Donald, you're actually the biggest contrarian. Breath of the Wild is literally universally known as the best Zelda game.
I'm not going to get into it. Maybe if we do a Zelda tier list, but Link's Awakening clears it by a mile.
Jesus Christ, just put it in S and let's get on Siege.
Hoorah!